A lot of the people I know are builders. They build websites, they build apps, and they build other digital and technological platforms that solve one problem or the other. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with being a builder. But if you want to transition your career, your business, your building capabilities onto the next level, then you would need to register a business and make yourself a corporate entity. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that, the exact steps you need to transition from a freelancer into a business. And I'm going to show you also how to start making money from the get-go, whether or not your product is fully ready. Hey guys, I'm Norma Grace, a corporate and tech lawyer passionate about helping startups and founders and tech entrepreneurs just like yourself to start, scale, and grow their businesses from one step to the other. Let's dive right in, guys. Step one of transitioning from a freelancer to a business owner is to register a business entity or a legal corporate entity. If you're the only one and you want to remain the only one, then you can register either a sole proprietorship or a business name depending on where you are. Now, if you have partners or you want this to become like an actual startup, like a company that has several products, then you can register a company limited by shares or an LLC, again depending on your jurisdiction. Now, once you do that, if there are other co-founders or other partners with you, make sure that you discuss equity split right at the very beginning to avoid issues down the road. And once you have done that, make sure that you also get your tax ID and verify that tax ID with the appropriate body. Now, if you're in Nigeria, then the appropriate body is Tax Pro Max by FIRS. So what Tax Pro Max does is that it's like an online platform where you can administer and manage all of your tax activities as a business. Step two of transitioning from a freelancer into a business is to identify and protect your intellectual property early. Now, once you've registered your corporate entity and as you're a builder or you have this MVP that you're working on or you're actively building, the very next step after registering your entity, obviously, is to identify and protect your intellectual property, whether it's as a copyright, a patent, a trademark, or a trade secret, whatever format it is in, identify it on time. Take active steps to protect it and stop infringers from infringing on that intellectual property. Step three is to monetize or set up a monetization plan for your product, whether or not it is fully built. Now, this is where I see most startups get stuck, or most freelancers or tech entrepreneurs get stuck, because they're waiting and they're actively building and expending all this time and effort and resources into building this MVP. But then you find that most times it takes you years, maybe like 2, 3, 4, depending on what exactly you're building, to get it to that stage where you're ready to quote unquote sell or show it to the public. Most times that is the wrong move, because you find that you've spent all this time building this thing and the market doesn't want it, or the market doesn't care for it, or it doesn't solve that a deep enough problem for them to want that product. And how can you start selling your product right now, whether or not it's ready? Number one, pre-sell the product. You can open up a landing page or a waiting list and have people sign up for that waiting list. This is the digital age. This is the age of content creation. You can start creating content about that product to get people interested in it, to build up hype about that product. And with the hype that you've built up using content creation and social media, you can then create a waiting list and have people join that waiting list. You can also use platforms like Product Hunt, Indie Hackers, or Beta List to attract early adopters for your product. Now, the second thing that you can do to monetize is to create a paid beta version of that MVP or of that product that you're selling. What the paid beta version does is that it gives users early access into the product to at least help you test that what you're building has product market fit, that validates demand and that validates your idea in its entirety. Then the third monetization step you can take is to license that technology, or to license that product, or to license whatever it is to other businesses. Now, once you license it, you have essentially created a continuous monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue or quarterly recurring revenue for yourself, because now you've given other businesses or other entrepreneurs or other company startups, founders, whatever, the right to use that product for a set period of time. And you will find that if you implement any one of these monetization tracks, you would number one, you would gain traction in the market. Number two, you would validate your idea and ensure that there is product market fit. And number three, you would find investors faster, or at least investors will be more attracted to your business, because without them, you've already proved that there is a need for your product in the market. Step 4 of transitioning from a freelancer into a business is to set up contracts and agreements. Now, I know that as a tech entrepreneur, you have other partners or colleagues or employees or independent contractors that you work with. It's very, very important that you itemize all of your agreements, discussions, negotiations with these third parties into writing. It saves you a lot, and it ensures that you do not lose out on your ownership stakes or on your intellectual property rights, as the case may be. Step 5 of transitioning from a freelancer into a business is to attract investors early and to scale wisely. Now you've built this MVP, you've garnered, interest through content creation, social media, and through, general market hype. You've monetized early, you've done all these beautiful things. Now you want to scale to the next level. And how can you do that? Is to get investors, whether that be VCs, whether that be angel investors, family and friends, bootstrapping, whatever the case may be, or even loans, debt, whatever the case may be. You need to get investors to invest in your product and build or grow or generally make your service/business or whatever it is that you're offering explode in the market. And the best way to do that is, number one, have all your documentation ready, obviously, from your pitch deck to your IP contracts to all of the contracts that you have all your documentation ready. Then number two, spread the word. Join accelerator groups or accelerator programs like Y Combinator and so many ones, so many other local ones in your niche or in your country or jurisdiction or wherever. Join such accelerator programs, because what they do is, number one, they connect you with other tech founders, tech entrepreneurs, startups, businesses, all of that. They connect you with them. That's one. Two, they connect you with investors as well, because now you're building your network, you're expanding your reach and your audience. Then you can also leverage angel investors, crowdfunding, and other non-average or non-standard modes of investment. Crowdfunding, family and friends, and all that. The point is that there are many ways to get investment. So don't just focus on the traditional VC investments. Look for other avenues, other non-traditional ways of getting those investments, because once you get those investments, then you'd be able to scale smartly and wisely with the right team and the right funds. Those are the 5 steps of transitioning from a freelancer to a business owner. Again, let's recap. Step number 1 is to register a legal entity. Number 2, identify and protect your intellectual property. Number 3, set up a monetization plan, whether or not your product is ready and set to enter into the market. Step 4, make sure that you have everything written down in contracts and agreements with any third party, regardless of the scope of your negotiations or whatever. Step 5, get investors early and scale smartly. Once you do these 5 things, these 5 preliminary things, then you are on the right track to transitioning from a freelancer into a full-blown business. And that's it, guys. It's a very short video today, and that's it. If you love this video, then I have so many more like this on my channel. Do subscribe so that you can have access to all of them. Bye.